boys. I don't know how Ludwig does that every time. That's pretty intense. What's going on? My name is Brody. I'm the host of Creator Alert. Welcome. We're going to take a little bit today to talk about YouTube Gaming acquiring Ludwig, which I think is an extremely powerful move. So, as you know, for a long time, Twitch has been the predominant driving force of the streaming community. Like as far as live streaming goes, they've been the biggest platform for many years. With other competitors like Mixer, which failed, and then YouTube and Facebook and like DLive and other places around the world, following suit and trying to offer alternatives. And they've never really tried to, well, they've never really been able to successfully recreate what Twitch has. And YouTube is doing something phenomenal by grabbing its larger creators, because not only are they joining Ludwig now, or have Ludwig now, they have Tim the Tatman, they have Dr. Lupo, they have Courage JD, Dr. Disrespect. There's so many large streamers on this platform that it's crazy to me that they're doing this, but at the same time, it's incredible. I did not really involve myself in a lot of live streaming on YouTube for a very long time. I just didn't really find it interesting until Dr. Lupo moved over. I'm a huge Dr. Lupo fan. So then I kind of started watching his streams and learning more about YouTube gaming side. And the more we get into YouTube gaming, I have to ask myself, why are we still on Twitch? I know that Twitch is really community focused, but it's really community focused, but I think YouTube is starting to get to that point a little bit better. If you watch Ludwig's video on his Mogul Males, I think it's called, his alternate channel, he put up a video on why he left Twitch, and that video is incredibly heartfelt. I was sitting in my car on my lunch break watching that, and I was starting to be like, damn, Ludwig, damn. But he talks about how his streaming is such a core identity for him, and Twitch was like a big part of that, and always feeling like he was a child wanting recognition from dad or a parent in general with Twitch, and they never really gave it to him, even when he had his subathon, which was like the craziest stunt anyone ever pulled by themselves for solo stuff, and he got him the most subs and the most money that Twitch has ever made in a single month from one person. And he said in his video that he didn't even receive like a congratulatory or a thanks or anything, any email regarding it for that fact. And he was it made his switch a little bit easier to go to YouTube when they fought for him and they really wanted him there. And I think YouTube is really starting to show that they want to be community focused and kind of recreate what Twitch has been about all these years. And if they can do it, I think YouTube is going to be the closest to overtaking Twitch. It's crazy they already haven't, because like YouTube is probably one of the most recognizable content platforms out there. I mean, aside from like Instagram and TikTok, but they don't really do the same thing that YouTube has done for over the decades since the internet was formed. Pretty much, it feels like. But even with all of that, YouTube could still never really like take over Twitch in the streaming side, because Twitch started with that. 2022 is the year of YouTube gaming, man. I really feel it. They're really getting some powerful content creators over with them, and they're really working hard for it. And their content quality is going to be so phenomenal over there, and it cuts out the middleman. Content creation nowadays is all about discoverability, because there's so many people trying to stream. So back when I started streaming back in like 2015, you could stream, go live, in stream, and not do anything else with that content, and still kind of make it if you were like good at the game or funny or engaging. That was really all it took to grow. But the streaming side has become so saturated nowadays, and that's not a bad thing. That's a great thing. It's so awesome to see so much fresh content out there. It's just so really hard to find it, because there's so many people. But so with that, nowadays streaming looks a lot more like go live, and then take that content and move it elsewhere. Put clips on TikTok, make YouTube content, put it on Instagram. There's so many other things that you can do now to get discovered. And so as you look at all these processes you're doing, Twitch only does like the initial part of going live. Watching VODs, you could put VODs on YouTube. You could you're I don't know, and maybe it's just me. I've never watched VODs on Twitch. And it's possible that that's just me. People want to catch up on their favorite streamer and they miss the stream, so they go back and they watch all their content. It happens. I get it. I like the live engaging stuff. So like if I miss a stream, I just miss a stream is how I've always looked at it. But at the same time, like that's beginning and end. After that, everything else goes to somewhere else, and then it lasts so much longer on there because the YouTube algorithm for finding old content is incredible. I know that I over the last year, I actually recently discovered Ludwig and then also Smallant, who become two of my favorite YouTubers really quickly. I'd never followed them from the streaming side. I found them on YouTube. And I gotta say, I binged all through like year, 2 year, 3 year old content for Ludwig, year-old Pokemon content for Smallant, and it was like, I never would have been able to get that on Twitch, you know what I mean? So now that I've gone back and watched all of their YouTube stuff, I really feel like I've also partially experienced everything they've done up to this point because it was, formatted differently and I was able to, consume it in a different way. So why are we still on Twitch? What does Twitch does the initial stuff? Sure, they've got the community, but if YouTube can replicate the same community, why would anyone still stream on Twitch? So I really think and the Ludwig move, going back to the Ludwig move on that one, a lot of it is because they've worked so hard to create something. Channel points, sub streaks, that's hard stuff to lose. Tim the Tatman has been streaming since like forever. Like he is one of the founding fathers of the streaming community. It feels like he's been in this since the beginning. So he had like 70, 80 month subs, I think, something like that when he left Twitch. But he lost all of that because he went to YouTube and they had to resubscribe over there to restart their streak. But when I watched Ludwig's video on Mogul Mails that he was going over to YouTube, he talked about one of his team created an extension that allowed them to carry over their subs to YouTube, and that is absolutely incredible. I think a lot of the reason why people haven't started to stream on YouTube more is because they're already committed to Twitch in one way or another, and they're afraid of losing everything they've built to switch to another platform. But like Ludwig's channel points stayed. They transferred over, the sub counts. Like anyone who had subbed to him there, I think it transferred over to the memberships on his YouTube. At least that's what he made it sound like in his YouTube video, which is bonkers incredible of an extension for one. But like it eliminates some of the fear of making some people mad they're losing the streak that they've worked so hard to get, which I think is a lot of the reason why people don't leave. Like their community's there, they don't want to do their community wrong. But like I think Twitch is just not the best gold standard for streaming that it used to be. I think it's finally getting some competition. And if you were to take a step back and look at, the major platforms that you can stream on now and do it all over again, I think I'd recommend doing YouTube and starting there and building a community there. I feel like the longevity of Twitch is now starting to show itself, and the bubble it has is starting to pop. They're really not community focused. I mean, they still do the play medals for YouTube, where they've 100,000 subs, they send you a little play medal and stuff like that. That's incredible community engagement for the streamer or the content creator itself. I'm really excited to see where YouTube is going with snatching up all these larger streamers, because I want to see some really good streaming competition and some really big shakeup in the streaming world. I want it to happen. I'm kind of excited, but I think this is finally, and with we all thought the same thing when Mixer did it with Ninja and Shroud, and they bought over Ninja and Shroud. But the thing with Mixer And I spoke to a buddy of mine about this, the Michael fight. If you know who he is, definitely give him a follow. I want to have him on in the future. But he mentioned the mixer problem to me when we were talking about this project that I was on, which is Creator Alert. In that Mixer's problem was they brought over too many content creators. They started with larger content creators and brought them over to give them more viewership, but there was more content creators than viewers on Mixer. And so you created a platform where people were only going into other streams to, make themselves more known, or to boost their own name so that people would view them. But it was just a vicious cycle of that, and so then there weren't enough viewers to sub and to keep things going, and it makes sense. I don't think YouTube's going to have that problem because they have so much viewership on YouTube. There's just an incredible amount. It is one of the largest content creation platforms out there. So the viewership's never going to be an issue with them. So them snatching up bigger streamers, I think is really going to kickstart this in 2022. I think we're going to see huge changes in the streaming community. I'm excited for it. But that's my thoughts on it. Subscribe. Let me know what you think. Comment below. You don't even have to subscribe. You just let me know. Because that's just my personal opinion. I think that this has been a phenomenal move for YouTube. I think it's going to actually pay off for them in the long run. I think this is really, really going to do it. So let me know what you think. Thoughts, opinions. I'll bring on random people to talk about it. Like, let's discuss. This has been episode 2 of Creator Alert. I'll have more of this topic. I believe in it. Subscribe to the people I mentioned. Go subscribe to Ludwig if you're not already, because he's incredible. Or Tim the Tatman, Dr. Lupo, Courage, JD. Actually, another topic I want to talk about. The YouTube algorithm is so much better. I mentioned this point earlier. I don't actually have a script or a topic for this. I'm just kind of winging it off what I wanted to talk about over the last few days. So Twitch algorithm is so weird for finding new people right now or discovering new content. But like YouTube's algorithm is so on point right now. I started watching Small Ant in the last year. So I started watching a lot of his speedrunning videos and his Pokemon videos. So then it started recommending other Pokemon and other Pokemon challenges and other speedrunning stuff, which I'm not really into speedrunning necessarily. That's not really what I watch from Small Ant because the speedrunning is also like challenges, which is ridiculous. But so I started watching his Pokemon challenges videos. So then it started recommending other people to me. So like I found actual Pokemon challenges that streamer YouTuber who is an incredible content creator, and I started watching his challenge videos, which led me to like Sacred Almighty. And then from there, I will always say the YouTube gaming recommending live platforms used to be really, really bad. I think it still is. Like, you really have to kind of go looking for it to recommend you live stuff. It happened to me where I started watching Sacred Almighty, who does some Pokemon challenges. At least that's what I started watching of him, and I really started liking his content. And then one day I get on in my recommendations, and I see I don't think I had subscribed to him yet. I think I just been watching, and I was like, man, this guy's awesome. This is pretty good stuff. And then it recommended his live stream to me because he was live at that moment. I was like, oh, that's really cool. It just popped up on my recommended YouTube videos for the day. Like, hey, maybe you want to watch him live now, and that was pretty cool. So the YouTube algorithm, I think, is miles ahead of the Twitch algorithm, because the Twitch algorithm, it feels like they want to show off their top creators and make more money. It's very weird, but whatever. They'll sort that out eventually. YouTube just had a lot more time to work on an algorithm, which is nice. So anyway, yeah, go subscribe to those people. Subscribe to Creator Alert. I'm everywhere. Follow the Creator Alert Twitter. You can also follow Brady Gaming on Twitter. I don't post a lot on my social medias now just because I'm really busy. But I have a blog on WordPress. If you hit the link tree down below, that'll link to everything. Audio versions will be on SoundCloud, so if you don't like looking at my face but you like what I have to say, go follow the podcast version. It goes up right at the same time this does usually, so I can have both of them kind of in tandem. If you like my face, subscribe to this. Who knows? I don't know. Or maybe my cat will just get you because Panda's here in my lap, but I don't want to tilt my camera down that low. Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'm going to be doing more of these episodes. I just, I'm gonna be consistent. It's just me now. So we're trying our best. Anyways, thank you. I'll stop rambling now. Y'all have a blessed day.